Hi guys, it's Grace from Grace Gets Gastric. Today is Tuesday, February 13th, and I am here today with my week 6 post-op VSG. So I'll just start off right away with stats. I had the Vertical Sleeve Gastrectomy surgery, or VSG, on January 2nd, 2018. My high weight was 354 pounds, and that was in May of 2017. My starting weight day of surgery was 319 pounds. Last week I came at you with a weight of 292.7, and I weighed in this morning at 287.7. So that's a weekly loss of 5 pounds, a since surgery loss of 31.3 pounds, and a loss of 66.3 pounds since my highest weight. So that's really awesome. 5 pounds in a week is a really great loss. I continue to be losing at a pretty good rate. Like I said, I'm 31.3 pounds down since surgery. I've mentioned before I don't like to make goals about like losing a certain amount of weight in a certain amount of time, but my low-key goal is to average about 15 pounds a month. Which I'm not going to stress if I don't hit it, but that's just kind of what I think would be really cool. And I'm already at 31 pounds down, so that's 2 months worth, which is good because I know at the beginning is where I'm going to lose the most weight. So I want to get that average. I want to get those averages high so that when I start losing less in the later months, it'll still maintain. Another cool thing is that I'm actually about 2 pounds away from my second milestone. So if you watched my goal video, I'll go ahead and link it in the cards up above if you haven't. But I mentioned I have 10 milestones that I want to hit on my way down to my goal weight. I hit the first one in January, which was to get below 300 pounds. And my next one is to get to 285.5, which would be 25% of my excess body weight lost. I'd love to hit that goal before January, maybe even next week, but who knows if I mean, that's a little over the 2 pounds. I just had a really big loss this week, so maybe I'll have a lower loss next week, but before the end of January would be great, but if I don't get it before January, I'm going to get it soon. So yeah, my weight loss is really great. If you guys follow me on Instagram, if you don't and you have one, I've linked my profile in the description box below, so go ahead and add me there. I post on my stories, and I make it a post pretty much every day, at least one. But I mentioned that I am Catholic. I grew up Catholic, kind of like a twice-a-year Catholic, so I'm not super religious, but there are things that I like to participate in, and one of those is Lent. I just really like the idea of it and kind of what it means. And we've been doing that ever since we were kids, giving up something for Lent. So this year I decided that, it used to be things like coffee. Coffee's been the one I've given up the last few years. Things like desserts or sweets, things like that. But this year I've decided to give up daily weighing, just to see. It was between that or online shopping. And I was really torn, but there are some things I need to buy online, like you can't buy other places, and I think it would end up just kind of stressing me out. It's still a good option, but I decided to try to not weigh daily and see what happens. I am still going to weigh weekly, just because I'm gonna be, I'm 2 months out from surgery. I'm not even 2 months out from surgery. I'm just not ready to go that long without seeing how my loss is going, especially because I'm starting to try out new things as I get farther out, and I want to be able to at least see some of that corrective. So I think it's okay to give up daily weighing, but I think giving up weekly weighing is actually detrimental to me at this stage. So then that means that today was my last day of daily weighing, because tomorrow is Ash Wednesday, so Lent starts, and then I'll just be weighing on Tuesdays from now on until Palm Sunday. So exciting. It's funny. I turned this camera on and I suddenly became like a chipper person. I've been kind of struggling this week, a lot actually, and I didn't expect to be so positive in this video, but you know, you turn the camera on, and I worked customer service all through like high school and college, so I guess it's just easy to flick that switch. But this has been a hard week. Well, really, I mean, it's just the past few days have been kind of difficult. I mentioned in my last video, or even the video before that, I hurt my back. It was getting better, and then it just sort of stopped getting better, and it's just been hurting me consistently, which sucks. Like, it limits my mobility, and today was 6 weeks post-op, so I was cleared to lift, and I had all these grand plans of like getting up early and going to the gym. Like, I've been really excited to start like doing weights and stuff, and how I was feeling last night, I mean, I was like, it's stupid to go to the gym to lift. Like, that was a bad idea, and so I wasn't going to risk my health and you know, push too hard, but it sucked. I was looking forward to it, and it's just kind of being in pain puts me in a bad mood. My job's really boring, and so it's just like, I just don't have anything to do really, and it just gives me a lot of time to think about food. And I think I'm maybe PMSing. I think I'm going to start my period soon, which I'm sure is contributing to it. I'm a lot more emotional than I normally am. I'm sort of like overreacting to things, and like, I'm like, oh, was that a snub? And like, just shit that I don't normally care about. I'm getting a little bit too obsessed with like Instagram things that that's not me, but like, I don't know, I'm getting a little too in my head. I don't know. I'm just in a weird spot. I think I'm constantly worrying if I'm doing this right, if I'm eating too many calories. I don't know. I don't think this is an uncommon thing for fat people in general, but like, I'm a pretty introverted person. This weight loss surgery community is not the first online community. It's not the only online community that I'm active in. So I've kind of done this before in a very different setting, and so it's kind of weird. It is interesting just seeing, you know, those comparisons and how sort of the weight loss community differs from my other community. But yeah, it's hard. I'm not a very outgoing, or like, it's not that I'm not a friendly person. I struggle sometimes with like reaching out, and I've always had that like social anxiety kind of thing where I feel like I always end up liking people more than they like me, and I don't want to come across as too like clingy or needy or whatever. And so I don't know. I don't think any of this makes sense. I'm just kind of in a weird place, and I kind of just want to eat everything and snack on all the things, and yeah, it's hard. And I knew that there was going to be mental stuff, but knowing and like actually being, you can't like necessarily prepare too much. I do have a therapist that I'm going to see next week. I just started seeing her. I mentioned that in my last video. So hopefully we'll be able to talk about some of this, because like, some of it is emotional eating. Like, I'm bored, or I'm kind of just feeling blah. And so like, the thing is I like to eat. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the taste of food. It's something to do. And so it's like, that's not good. But I'm also like, my hunger cues are really not there right now. Like, I think I'm still just trying to figure out when I'm hungry. I get a lot of hunger-like pains that I really think are mostly like acid issues, particularly at night. So it's like, I try to stop eating by 6:30, because I'm usually sometimes I lie down by like 8 or 8:30 because I read for a few hours in bed, and so I want to stop eating. But then by 8, I'm like getting kind of hungry, and then I'm thinking it's probably just acid. It's just, you know what, part of it is just, this is like new equipment. I'm just getting used to it, but it's just a little bit less sunny than it has been so far. And I've just been noticing that particularly because like, I lost 5 pounds out this week. This is awesome. And I was really excited in this video, and I am excited about it, but like, normally like, I'm waiting with bated breath. And today I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. it didn't excite me as much as it should, and I think it's just because I'm in a weird mental space. Anyways, that wasn't even what I wanted to talk about this video, but I just went on a way long tangent about struggles. I mean, I know everyone struggles, and so I just wanted to throw that out there that I'm still kind of in a, you know, like the losing phase. Like, I should have tons of motivation and stuff, but I'm just, and I think partly is I know some of the reasons why I'm down, and some of the reasons I'm not sure why I'm so down, and I think it's just the hormonal things, but you know, there's not much I can do about the hormonal stuff, so I am keeping on. But I am adulting. I have been, last week especially, I was just super gung-ho about like being an adult. So I had my dentist appointment last week, I mentioned, where I got a fill, which I just hate those because like I have a weird reaction to numbing a lot of times, and so just it's like almost the painful aftermath, and so that's why I didn't really want to like come on, because yeah, I don't know, it kind of just feels weird for me. I mean, it probably feels weird for everyone, but I hate numbing. I hate being numb. I had this foot issue last year where they had to like numb my entire foot and like through the nerve, and it was just like the worst thing ever. So yeah, but I you know, I got that done, filling. I had my hair appointment. I scheduled an eye appointment, so I'm having that today. I made an appointment for acupuncture. I've never done acupuncture before, but I have a few friends who swear by it, and my insurance covers like 16 sessions a year. So I'm actually seeing them on Friday for hopefully that'll help with my back. And I'm also scheduled to see a physical therapist in 2 weeks. They didn't have any sooner appointments. So I've got an acupuncture and PT as well scheduled. I have a facial scheduled for this weekend, and that was my goal, or my reward for hitting my first milestone, that under 300. So I have to think about what my next reward is going to be for hitting 285.5. Let's see. Oh, my back is feeling a little bit better today. I've talked about, you know, my back already, but it is feeling a little better today. I think because I finally took some of the muscle relaxers I had from like July when I heard it. I only had 2 left, so I have 1 more left now, and so I was kind of just like holding off because it's not so bad. It's just like really consistent, isn't getting any better. So I did take one last night, and that does seem to have helped. I'll probably take the last one tonight, and then fingers crossed that really helps as well. Another thing I mentioned on my Instagram, again, if you follow me and watch my stories, is that I threw up for the first time since surgery this past week. And it was not food related. It was because I took my meds on an empty stomach, which I had. So I switched at 1 month post-op. I switched to a new set of multivitamins. So before I was taking the chewables, and now I take the capsules. You take like 3 of them instead of taking 2 of the chewables. So 3 capsules, but you can take them at once instead of, and it's less carbs, which is really the big thing. Plus it's cheaper. So I switched to that. I've been taking them with meals. Sort of wasn't thinking, and got kind of behind on my meds or my vitamins, and so I needed to take those, and I hadn't eaten, and like 15 minutes later I was throwing them all up. So that was not fun. I mean, throwing up is never fun, and just like, it's just made me so paranoid about my vitamin schedule now, because I have it timed where I normally take my multivitamins about lunchtime. But if I end up getting like skewed a little bit, like if I forget to take my first one or I wake up later, then that kind of throws it all off. And like today, for example, I was like really hungry and I wanted to eat, but I took my vitamins like 15 minutes later than planned. And like, I was like, I have to wait 15 minutes to eat, which is like not a big deal. But it was just annoying, and like, it just kind of freaked me out a little bit. But yeah, I think that's mostly everything. Like I said, I'm kind of struggling with the calorie thing. I think because like I'm finding it super easy to get to like 800 to 900 calories. That seems to be like a very achievable amount, like a good amount. Like I feel satisfied mentally and physically with what I'm eating. And you know, like all of the forums like on obesity help, they're like, you want to stay below 800 while you're losing. Even like, because they're like, the nutritionists don't know what they're talking about, all this kind of stuff. And because my nutritionist wanted to get me to 800 calories as soon as possible, basically. But you know, I feel better when I'm eating that amount. I think trying to eat less than that is worse for my mental health. And I think it makes, I mean, and I'm trying to work on obviously like my bad food habits, but I also don't want to like make things worse for those inclinations by eating way less than like I want to. So I think I'm just gonna stick to my plan. Like I am still losing. I'm eating good foods, like I'm staying within decent macros, and I think maybe that's what I need to do, and then I can reevaluate. But yeah, and then just my general malaise. I don't know if that's how you say that word. I love that word though. My ennui, discontent. Yeah. This week is not super exciting and a little bit of a downer video. I'm sorry, I don't have more exciting things, but I mean like a 5-pound loss, that's awesome. I am really excited about that. I can totally feel the difference in my clothing. It just all looks so much better on me. I actually put on a shirt today and I was like, this almost is too loose, like unattractively loose. And I remember when I like barely could wear it, because it's not a stretchy shirt, it's like a material that doesn't stretch at all, and so it was like almost uncomfortable, because like when I would sit down it would like push at the seams, and now it was like almost unflattering how loose it was. So I mean, I that's awesome, that's exciting. And like, yeah, I know I can do this, and I know it's gonna work, and I'm sticking to plan. I'm not getting the donuts, or I'm really trying not to just like comfort myself with food. But I can also see like a tendency to increased online shopping. That was part of why I was thinking about maybe giving that up for Lent, just because I'm definitely buying more stuff online than I normally do. And part of that, it might just be like, I just got this new surgery, so I'm trying to find like a bunch of stuff to help me, and I've just been like allowing myself to like get things that I want to try, or tools that I think are going to help me, and like little things like silicone baking cups. Like I've wanted those for a while and I just never really bought them, and I'm like, this is going to be helpful if you make things like muffins or egg cups or whatever. So it's just like, I just let myself buy it, and it's not expensive, but just something that I'm going to try to stay cognizant of. I don't think it's at like a problem level yet, but I do know that that's a thing that can happen, especially when I'm trying not to give in to my urge to eat my feelings. So I think that is everything for this week. I will hopefully be back later, or before my next update. I tried to film a meal prep video this weekend, and it was a total fail. I think that I just hadn't thought enough about how I wanted to do it, practically speaking, and so it was just a nightmare. So I ditched that, and then this next weekend, I'll maybe try to do something, but I'm going to my parents the weekend after that, so I'm going to try to eat less, or just prep less food, because I don't want it to go to waste. Anyways, thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. I know there are some new subscribers here, so hi, hello, thank you guys. It really does mean a lot that you're here, that you're watching, you're liking and commenting and subscribing to my channel. It's always really great to interact, so please do leave a comment below. I've been replying to all those comments. Please add me as a friend on my FitnessPal and Instagram. I've got those linked in the description box below. Always happy to have more people on both of those sites to just interact with. And if any of you guys have any things that you guys want me to talk about, or videos you want me to make, please, as always, you can also suggest those below. So again, thanks everyone for being here with me, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.